These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Making sure.
Oh no, I can't get rid of it. Whatever. What are you doing, Skippy?
Making a list, checking it twice.
Shopping?
Yep. After I get done here,
I
have a full week.
Good for you, buddy. We got a 1-star review on Google today.
Oh, was it from the softball tournament?
No, not sure where they saw us. Let me see if I can find it. Where'd it go?
They worked that poor Pam to the bone.
Well, it had nothing to do with Pam.
Oh,
So I'm going to guess it was in Newego yesterday, if they were even at our food truck.
oh. Because there's assholes out there that'll just put random negative reviews, won't they?
Yeah, well, he's got 5 reviews. 4 of them are 1 star. The other one's a 5-star.
Oh, well, at least he's somewhat consistent.
Judge 6, man.
Yeah, asshole.
There. Most relevant. Let's go newest. All right. So it was very unprofessional, not only in the name, but also in their employees. They're spelled wrong. If you're nitpicking, employees are rude liars.
Oh,
Not sure how this place passes food inspection. Due to scraggly beards with no nets, the one employee takes the appearance of a clown with all his face tattoos and earrings. Take your business anywhere else.
okay. All right. There's a lot to unpack there.
I said, "Good morning, Will, and thank you for your review. Where did you visit the truck? None of our employees have face tattoos, and I would be shocked to learn if any of them being rude. I'm also curious as to what lie was told. I'm sorry you don't care for the name. You are more than welcome to your opinion. I hope to hear back from you and hope you have a great day."
Please listen to our podcast.
Which is very unprofessional, but that's kind of the design. So yeah, of my 15 reviews, I have 14 5-star reviews in this jackass.
Drops it down to a 4.83.
4.7. 4.7.
There goes your 180.
I know. Fucking Judge 6.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, episode we're 9, 8. I don't know. It's a bunch.
I think it's not 8. Yeah, I think it's 8.
8. That sounds about right. We had a couple weeks off. We'll probably have a lot to talk about. We haven't spoken in a while. Flat tires, broken shackles.
Oh, Lord have
Events,
mercy.
good and bad.
Yeah, I mean it was quite a last couple weeks.
Extra days off.
No days off.
Huh?
Sorry, that should be a new ringtone. Well, since you love to talk about yourself, let's go ahead and talk.
Oh, geez. I sent you our a potential new logo for our image. Is there anything you want me to change about that, bud?
No, that is.
You want me to have throw some color on it and see what it looks like?
Maybe fix my Bob Dole hand.
Hey, I got this back in an hour.
Oh,
he's pretty impressive.
All right, Bob Dole hand approved.
My last Sweet Rex logo that he did for me, I think he had it finished in 2.5 from the time I sent him an email. So yeah,
Oh no, hold on. The Bob Dole hand is totally you.
No, it's not.
Receding hairline?
That's you.
It's not me.
You definitely had the pointier chin in pictures.
No, the dude on the right is totally me.
I don't think it matters.
Chest hair? He's got chest hair coming out of there. Bushy beard? I got the bushy beard.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what?
I don't care.
No, you do, clearly. I'll have them put names.
No, it's fine.
Nope, hold on. I got it. This is.
Stop.
Nope. I'm going to show you what was sent.
Because if I have a receding hairline that bad.
You had a very short haircut in the picture I sent him. Share screen. We're going to go. So these are the pictures that were sent. That was yours. Okay. Pointier chin, not very much hair, in a t-shirt. Me.
Oh, of course you send him your glamour shot.
Yeah. Glamour shot. Sorry, I don't have as many pictures of you as I do of myself.
Oh boy. Okay. I'll go with it. It's fine. Tell him to help my hairline out.
All right, so we're starting off with our week song, our last 2 weeks, I guess.
Well, I had some trailer problems. Lost. I was driving behind a. Please hold. I was driving behind a school bus. So luckily, I wasn't going more than 10 miles an hour, because school buses are notoriously slow. They're a residential zone,
Yeah, I don't know why they don't drive faster.
And when I came to a stop, I heard a clink. I'm like, I don't like clinks. So I pulled over a smidge. Figured, okay, I didn't know if it was me. Maybe I ran over something, whatever. So I went out, looked around, nothing was there. So I'm like, okay, well, everything looks okay. So I, of course, took off again, my dog, and heard a clink, 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 and pulled into somebody's driveway. And I went and saw that basically the shackle link was broken, so the wheels were rubbing up against my fender. So since I've had a lot of experience with trailers and shackle links, Mark Rasmussen, Iowa, I kind of knew how to fix it, but just I don't have any of the equipment to go ahead and fix it. So I pulled over into a local pharmacy, went in there, said, hey, I got to drop my trailer here. Do you mind? I don't want to make anybody mad. I got to fix it. And they're like, okay, that's fine. Do you have any barbecue on there? I'm like, we'll see. Let me go fix this first. And of course, I was on my way to a subdivision that I had to cancel. And went to Harbor Freight, bought a jack and an impact wrench. Went and found the shackles. They closed at 5 o'clock. I was there at 4:58. Thanks for staying open, trailer place. Went back, fixed the shackles to my specifications of fixed. So not knowing if they're 100% ready to go or not. So I limped home, called the trailer place first thing in the morning. They're like, yeah, get here. We'll replace them all around. It'll be a day though. I'm like, oh, of course it'll be a day. So then I had to cancel that week or that day. And I ended up getting double the shackles. So they took the links and they doubled them up and they put longer bolts in there. They said it's common, but should never have any problems with those again. But of course, in my in them doing it, I had to obviously take off my tires, and my trailer brakes aren't good anymore, so I have to get those fixed.
Are those electric brakes?
Yes. So they're still there. But there's not enough, what do you say, connection. They're not grabbing enough. So internally in my truck, I'll get like a trailer wiring fault.
Yeah.
So I'm just using my engine brake, tow haul mode, all that sort of stuff, just to make sure that I'm slowing down.
So when I had my trailer brakes just done not too long ago, he told me that they need to be adjusted about every 6 months.
Yeah.
And that should be part of planned maintenance. I said, sweet. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So that'll be on my spring maintenance every year. Since I don't drive the trailer through the winter, I can just do it in the spring every year. But yeah, he could definitely tell. He said, yeah, if they would have been adjusted, you would have gotten a year or so out of them easy. So
yeah, if I have a full week this week, but next week I've got 3 days off, or that I don't have a place to set up that I haven't already booked. So he said it would take probably a day and a half. But I'm going to have the bearings packed too.
Okay.
And then I got 12 volt issues that he's going to take a look at. So
if you weren't so far away, I don't know that my guy goes all the way over to you, but
no, this guy's in town. Good shop, local. So if I can, it's right down the street from a couple places I set up. So they've come and had my food before. Well, I told them if they get it done in a day, I'll stop by with some food and feed them. They're like
fair trade.
They're like, food is king. I'm like, I've heard cash is king. I've never heard food is king, but we're okay. So we'll work some sort of deal out with them. I don't want to lose too many days. We don't have too many days left.
Are you going until the end of October is your plan, or?
I got a couple things in November, but nothing huge. Yeah. October will probably be the end of like setting up everywhere. I don't have a lot of subdivisions booked. I have a lot of open days during the week where I think I'm just going to source some places that I can just park at and see how it goes. Maybe use them if they end up being decent, maybe use them for next season.
Yeah.
Get more regular schedule if I can.
So what else is new on the trailer?
Well, some equipment. So this past weekend I had a 4-day festival. Well, 3.5. We'll call it a 3-day festival because Thursday and Sunday were a full day basically combined. And Monday pretty much ripped the interior of my trailer out, or down to the floors and walls, to put in a new steam table. I finally got a warmer. No more Cambros, no more grease flying all over the place, no more moving that stuff all around. And this week I would tell you it was the single best investment I ever made. That even though I went from a 3-bay to a 2-bay steam table, I never used a 3rd bay anyway. So, but that warmer just made life so much easier. And it was definitely worth it. Definitely worth the money.
Good.
Should have bought it.
What?
So I should have bought it earlier, but now's a good time as any, I guess. End of the season, spend the money you don't have. It's awesome.
Well, you'll have less money you don't have at the beginning of the season. So
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. We'll just go with that.
Yeah.
No, it was best investment I made. I realized you could buy those sheet pans in packs of 4 or packs of 12. So about 12. I think only 11 could fit really what I wanted to, but
you got 11 in there.
Yeah, they have 11 in there. There's the bottom. There's not a huge. It's probably a smaller.
I'm trying to think how many I have in mind.
It's it'll fit 36 pans, but
right.
Obviously with pans you're not going to fit full.
Yeah, I bet you I'm probably around 11 or 12. It just doesn't seem like there's that much space when they're all empty. But,
I get it.
No, I'd like to add a second one in mine, because we definitely have days that we're full and lacking room. So,
well, Saturday or Friday I cooked a lot of meat. Saturday I cooked even more meat, and we sold out both days. So we sold out basically 3 of the 4 days we worked this weekend. And even in the rain, even with on Sunday, I did a limited menu. I did ribs, chicken legs, and smoked burgers, and 2 full pans of mac and cheese, and still sold out everything in the rain. So, and a lot of people came. I love it that a lot of people came back for seconds, thirds. We had one person come back every single day.
That's awesome.
And even though you don't have pork or brisket today, I said no, it's kind of a limited menu. And they're like, well, let's try something else. And they ended up. This kid came up and he's like, I want ribs and mac and cheese, Mom. Come on. Mom's like, you sure? You don't normally like ribs. I want ribs and mac and cheese. So they got a quarter rack and a side of mac. I just, all the tables were across from our window. So I'm just looking at him and the kid's just going to town, looking at his fingers. I mean, just getting after it. And then 20 minutes later, his dad comes back and says, you got any more of them ribs left? He's like, I took a bite of his. I'm like, you wrestled some away from him? He's like, yeah. So he ended up buying our last quarter rack. But it was an end bone, so I gave him $1 off. But no, I cooked 6 racks and they were gone within 3 hours. And I don't normally cook ribs, as you know.
You gonna start now?
Now that I got the warmer, yeah, probably. I mean, I think it's gonna be worth it now. Reaching in and out of the Cambros all the time just to get ribs is no bueno. So
it's hard to keep the heat in.
Yeah, at least the warmer it gives me an opportunity to reach in, grab, and go. And they all stayed pretty good.
Yeah, foil's your best friend there on keeping it tight.
Yep.
So they don't dry out a little bit. And you had asked me when you put it in if I use water in mine. I have a couple of times, but it's too much of a pain in the butt to refill the water.
Yeah.
With food in it, because we do have a pan all the way down in the bottom.
So do we.
For on higher volume days.
Yeah.
So we're removing that pan to put more water in, and yeah, you fill that little compartment with water. It doesn't last all day.
Yeah.
It's probably every 3 hours that you're gonna put water in there.
Yeah. No, I was surprised at how it. I mean, I filled it on Saturday or on Friday and Saturday, and Saturday more, but I mean, I was surprised at really how hot it was when I took the pans out to put them in the steam table. It was still like I just took them off the pit. It was still pretty warm. Definitely better.
Yeah.
I know, novel idea, right? So, side note, real quick, since we're talking about novel ideas, a lot of women came up to the truck, which is cool. I appreciate that more than you know. And I noticed a lot of them have really, really long nails, right? Really, really, really long nails. Why can't the $1 billion idea? Why can't you come up with the fake nails that have something in the top of them or the end of them, whatever, to be able to operate your phone, or like a stylus built into your nail? Like, $1 billion idea, right? They got gloves that do it. Why can't you do it with a nail?
Just on the tip, just like a little stylus
tip.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm sure that goes with everything that a beautiful woman's going to wear.
Of course. I thought you were going to go like retractable nails, like a little push button ball pen that you can.
Listen, no, because that's like every woman coming out looking like Wolverine. Okay, sorry. There's my $1 billion idea for the day.
Well, you shared it with the world, so
yeah, fake nails. Hey, I get 5% if anybody wants it.
We have proof now that it was your idea, so that'll hold legally, I'm sure.
Otherwise, it was. I made up for all the equipment. I made up for missing the 2 days that I had to take down with the trailer, and I love seeing repeat customers. Seeing a lot of them, which is great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Build the base, man. Build the base.
We did get a bell. I got a bell. I'm going to get a sign laminated that says, if you're a repeat customer, hit the bell. Because I'm thinking that goes well with, it's kind of like a subtle marketing thing, because I want to know what the bell's for. Everybody likes to do something that somebody else is doing. So why not try it?
Just wait till that first kid comes up and just keeps hitting the bell nonstop.
I will take my charcoal rake and I will bring it inside the trailer and start poking people.
I'm not saying it will happen, but it's probably going to happen.
Oh, yeah, it will. Absolutely. other than that, last 2 weeks, been a challenge. Lived through it, and on we go.
On we go. Well, good, buddy. I'm glad you had a good couple weeks and that your trailer mishap wasn't more serious.
Oh, God. I can only imagine what it would have been. If one of those broke, like going 50 down the highway, like, I don't know what would have happened.
You only drive 50 down the highway?
No, I was being conscientious here. There are times I
going 75 down the highway. Yeah, that would have been awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Bypassing semis on the right, and your trailer just woo.
Yeah, you just lose the suspension on one half, and
I mean, no big deal, right?
No big deal.
But no, it's all good now. Well, half of it is. We'll get the rest of it fixed next week.
Well, good.
Yeah. What do you got going on? What happened with you? How's the stars and stripes and strikes and?
Well, before that, I mean, we had a good, solid dinner service week the week before Labor Day, which surprised me. And really, even this week after has been pretty solid for dinners. Lunches have been hit and miss, but those were okay for the most part. I didn't expect much for lunches the week after Labor Day. It's always a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Following the holiday, but yeah, our evening locations have been really solid lately. So they've been carrying the business for the last couple of weeks, but Labor Day weekend was okay. Nuego's Logging Fest, they moved it to a more secluded area where they say they have more space, even though they didn't fill the space. But I guess the lumberjacks were complaining in years past about not having space to bring their trucks in where all their equipment and stuff. So I guess this was a way to appease them, but without a good plan for shuttling people in and a real draw to that area.
Were you kind of out in left field again? Like the GM event you had?
Well, it's in a park that's outside of town, outside of downtown. And then all the events for the weekend were all split up between numerous locations. So you had us and the arts and crafts and the logging stuff all in one spot. And then Fireman's Battle and all that stuff was in another spot. And they canceled the parade, I think mostly because of the new location. It didn't really make sense. So yeah, there was just a lot of things. We ended up being, I don't know, probably about 5% less than what we were for Memorial Day at the location it should be at. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, we sold out.
It's like they don't think about that sort of stuff. They think about their own stuff and just hope that we do good.
Yeah. And there was plenty of backlash between the parking and the shuttling and everything. I think there's a great opportunity to make that a whole lot better. There's definitely better spaces to do it. So I think it'll be better next year, but I mean, we sold out Saturday and Sunday, but we kind of cooked accordingly after Friday being pretty slow, Sunday was busier than we expected and they expected, which is great. But yeah, we were done, I think, a couple hours early on Sunday, and luckily we had positioned ourselves on Friday when we got there to be able to sneak out of the driveway without anybody really noticing. So, because I drove to Ohio that night, so leaving a couple hours.
Oh,
early.
Yeah, that was.
I got there at 9:30 instead of 11:30, which is nice. So
good.
But yeah, that was a good weekend. Yeah, I spent my day off driving to and from Ohio and spending 6 hours at a Cedar Point. Super relaxing and stress-free.
How were the lines?
Not too bad. And then I had gotten fast lane passes a few weeks before just to make sure, because we were only going to be there for a few hours.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we could ride in case it was busy. But had we not been on a shortened timeline, we wouldn't have needed them.
Yeah.
I think half hour to 45 minutes was the longest anything was.
Not
so
bad.
And a lot of times we were entering the fast lane line right where the two lines meet already. So they really saved us a couple minutes a ride. So But yeah, it was a good day. The weather held, no rain. We had a couple sprinkles here and there, but all in all, it was a good day. And yeah, moved my Monday stuff to Tuesday, and yeah, it was a good week, and had to deal with my fence getting put in, and now I have to call my sprinkler people again because the fence guys, I think, hit a line. There was one section that was it was a 12-foot section that was the only part that they could possibly hit a sprinkler line.
Oh, of course they would.
Out of the entire quarter acre that is fenced in, there was one section.
Yeah. How are the dogs liking the fence?
They love it, and I am a happier person because of it. So they're out all day pretty much running around as much as they can be out there. And then I get home and they are not barking at me to play with them.
Have they escaped?
Only once, and that was because the gate was left open.
Oh, well, that's good.
The one minor flaw in the whole place, the gates need to be closed.
It's the darndest thing, isn't it?
It is, yes. But yeah, I mean, they haven't tried to dig. They're both pretty good about barriers for the most part. So Taco, the little one, keeps sticking his head through. He can get his front shoulders through. So hopefully he gets a little bit bigger quicker. So he can't do that anymore because it's a pain in the butt to get him back out.
Yeah, it is.
So because his back legs don't fit through, and then once he's halfway through, you can't really go either way.
Poor little fella.
Yeah, on dogs that already have huge joint and hip issues. So, trying not to torque anything too much. But so yeah, that's been my couple of weeks. And looking ahead, I think we're at about 7 weeks left of our regular season. And it's looking good. It's looking really good. So we, as far as we're going to touch base on a couple things, some comments and questions that I have gotten, and various people.
Okay.
Michael Gard, I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
Had sent me a message and said he loves the podcast, has been listening, and wanted to know if neighborhoods were really worth it because it's not a thing down by him. But he also said that there's not a whole lot of food trucks down there either. So he was kind of curious about how that came about. And I guess really, I mean, you kind of jumped in on the bandwagon with that because they were already rolling with neighborhoods by the time you came around.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that there was a food truck outside of an ice cream truck in a neighborhood that wasn't part of like an actual event in the neighborhood, like a movie night or whatever, before the pandemic and everything got shut down and we were all quarantined to our houses.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of trucks that only did festivals on weekends, and then they were trying to pivot. And I don't know if it's the neighborhoods that reached out to the trucks originally or the trucks that reached out to the neighborhoods. I know I reached out to a couple of neighborhoods in 2020 trying to find some spots. That was always a thought in my head, was to do some during the evenings. Like I thought that was a good idea, and apparently everybody else did too. So and they just kind of stayed. We try not to go to a neighborhood that does trucks every day. Try to go to ones that only do them like twice or 3 times a month, but that's how we got into them. And for the most part, it's worth it, at least from my standpoint. We've had a couple duds, but for the most part, we have gotten the good ones on a regular rotation, and we're doing, I guess, only one this week, but most weeks we're hitting at least 2 a week. So I know a few trucks. They're both barbecue trucks. One's here in town where I live in Jackson, and then another one is in Pinckney, and it's pretty much all they do. And they use a booking service. The same one you use?
Same one I use. Don't want to give them a plug yet. No, and I think he works. The guy who runs it, used to run a food truck, I think, and I think his brother still runs a food truck. But yeah, I mean, they're booking. I mean, there's over 100 trucks on the service because he lists all the trucks on the site, and I mean, right now of cancellations, he's probably got 30 that he's trying to fill. And the problem for me is I'm only gonna, but my distance is about an hour. That's about as far as I want to go. Maybe an hour and 10 minutes. Which, for anybody listening that's familiar with Michigan, I live in Jackson, so an hour east from me would be like Novi, Northville, Livonia. And if you know anything about Novi and Northville, they're pretty affluent areas. I mean, you're talking, $500,000, $750,000 houses. And I've only been to probably one subdivision that had those type of houses that I didn't call it fair at. There's only one that was, it was dead. It was absolutely dead. But that's the risk that you take. Is it worth it for me to, on a booking service, to pay $50, whether I sell $200 worth of stuff or I sell $2,000 worth of stuff? They get their $50 no matter what. Assuming I pay them, of course. So when I first started, I knew about it, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't made enough relationships with people where I could set up yet. So if I can find something that's close enough, I'll do it. It makes sense. I'd probably do subdivisions probably we'll call it 6 to 12 times, or 6 to 10 times a month. Different ones throughout, Southeast Michigan. Next year it may change, just because I do see the later in the year the attendance goes down from where I was in the beginning. I've done the same subdivision twice, and first one was good, second one not so good. And I always ask for feedback, like, was it slow because nobody likes my food? Is it slow because nobody's home? Is it slow because even though we do these subs from 4:30 to 7:30, are people getting home at 8:00? And they stopping at McDonald's on the way? Is it worth it to stay open a little bit later and get home a little bit later? You're shaking your head. No, I understand. But it's kind of, I wonder if it, because people can go out to eat now, is that mystique dying off? There's still a lot of subs that love it, but it's hard for us to go out for 10 people.
So with the booking service, are you getting a contact within the subdivision?
Yes.
Okay. So in my experience, the better that contact is, the better you are off.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
They have got to be a cheerleader, and they have got to push it.
Most subs we see signage. They have us parked like pretty close to like a destination. Is that Taco or the other one?
Yeah, that's Pebbles. There's a bulldozer driving by the window.
No, it's a bulldozer.
There's a lot of houses in various stages, Skippy.
So they have subs that they try to park us somewhere where people are going to be, a pool, something like a pool, park community. Some of them have community parks. Like I went to one a couple weeks ago, and they had me like pull up on the sidewalk, and then their community park was in the middle of their sub. So I had to like pull the trailer. I couldn't be on the street. I had to pull into the middle of the sub. It's kind of neat, but doesn't do good for, stuff on the bottom of your trailer that you try not to bottom out. Yeah. But I think the mystique is kind of coming down a little bit.
That's interesting because, and we're seeing a resurgence over here on it. So interesting. Do you reach out to them before you go? Do you have any conversation with them before you go?
I'll send a menu just to make sure. I always ask for a Facebook group. I always get turned down.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get into a single one of those Facebook groups yet.
Yeah, no matter if they love your food or not, they just that's their rules, and I respect it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always send them a menu and say, hey, if you need anything, let me know. If you have any special requests, I'll try my best. If anybody has any questions, whatever. But so far, I enjoy them because I like seeing the people, the mix of people. Like we've been back to the same sub in Ann Arbor, I think 5 times. And the first time was awesome. The third time was awesome. But the second, fourth, and fifth was low.
Okay.
And the fifth time was start of school. And the fourth time was raining. So I have been very, 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 knock on wood, fortunate with rain this year. There's been a lot of times I think rain's gonna close it out, and it doesn't, and we end up doing really good.
Yeah.
I'll cancel on a trailer issue. I don't like to cancel on rain. I think because rain can just pass, and so
yeah, we have not closed. Well, we have not canceled today because of weather. We've definitely closed early because of weather.
Yeah,
and those have been some straight up all day downpours where our porch has a half-inch of water on it. There's water coming in the door. Like we're out of here. This is just stupid, but yeah. So yeah, are you going back to that one in Ann Arbor this year?
No, next year.
Okay.
They've shut a lot of them are shutting down by the end of August, like back to school times, because I think they don't have, or I think they think they don't have enough people that'll be home between that 4:30, 7:30 time.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 subs for the rest of the. Well, we'll call it 5 subs for the rest of the year. And yeah, we're there. Hopefully they'll be good.
Yeah, one of the ones we just went to, it was our second time there. The first time we did our normal 4 o'clock to 6:30. We had a decent lunch, so we went in pretty light on. I think we had like 2.5 racks of ribs is all we had left, and they were gone in 15 minutes. We had it's always a gang of kids, like 6 kids all came up with their own money and all ordered half racks of ribs. So yeah, they were gone before anybody, like adults, got home. So yeah, we came back. We set our expectations for advertising because they didn't really advertise great for us. She said, yeah, but can you bring more ribs? I said, sure thing. So I think we rolled in this time with 8.5 racks. And I was a little nervous, but she also asked if we could stay later and open later. So she wanted 5:30 to 7:30. I said, I have no problem staying until 7. I said, why do you want us to open later? She's like, well, because a lot of people weren't home yet, and you guys were sold out of some stuff. I was like, I get it. Like,
I would think the same thing. I don't know who's home at 4 o'clock.
A lot of stay-at-home people, and that's the weird part. This last couple of weeks, our 4 to 5 has been the busiest it's ever been. It was super strange.
Really?
Yeah, like we've been steady from 4 to 5 at all these subdivisions the last couple of weeks. But anyway, so yeah, so we settled on, and I get it. And a lot of people don't realize that we do lunch and dinner service. So it's not like we're just showing up for their neighborhood. So if we have a super busy lunch, dinner's getting less food available to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we're done at 2 o'clock, and we were only 20 minutes away. So we still showed up at 2:30. Didn't open until 5-ish, 1:45. But we didn't have anybody after 6:30. Not a person. Everybody came.
Are you the only food truck that's gone to this subdivision?
No, they've had others.
And had you reached out to other food trucks and kind of see how they did?
Yeah, I mean, everybody does okay. I think a lot of the other trucks are starting to wean off of them because the other events are starting to come back.
Yeah.
Those big evening events are starting to come back, which is fine because I don't mind doing the subdivisions. It's good enough for us for weekdays. And the less that other people do them, the more business we'll get.
True.
Because of the less there are, the more the individuals do or whatever.
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's clear in my head.
Scary
Yeah.
place, but
I know. So yeah, it's I think we'll definitely stick to our 6:30. Just because on our experience, anytime we've stayed until 7, there's nothing there.
See,
I'm
ours
not
is
staying
always
until 8.
yeah, ours is always 4:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, and you said you do well that last hour, and we just haven't seen it. So
Yeah, there's a good number of times where between 6 and 7 is our busiest time. I mean, when I go out at night, even at breweries, 6 and 7 is our busiest time. I was at a local one. It's in a very small town, but I think we still did like 80 something sales in 3 hours, which is pretty damn good. Well, busy, I guess. And for me, considering I was the only one working, but most of them were between 6 and 7. So
yeah, it's we're usually busy up until 6:30, and 5:30 to 6:30 is usually that busy hour. Typically, is our busiest. So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess people just eat earlier over here for the most part.
Maybe.
But yeah, when we were even at Wiseman, so we were busy all the way until 4:00. So even 2 to 4, which is usually dead everywhere, we stayed steady, and then at 4:00, it is dropped off the face of the planet. And we did like $220 the last 3 hours total.
Yeah.
But we were busy every hour before that. So I don't know. Trying to figure out people's patterns is impossible.
Oh, very much.
And so we just kind of stick to what we know to be the average, and we go with that. But
what other questions do we have?
Oh, good. I'm glad. So 3 episodes ago, we had a nice long conversation about your banking habits.
Oh, well, God bless it.
I heard you got some people reached out to you.
Keep going.
Are you? Did you take heart to their opinions, or just tell them to fuck off?
First of all, there's not a lot of people that I tell to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you truly deserve it, then I'll tell you to fuck off. As long as my taxes and everything else are up to date and taken into consideration,
mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what I do. From what I understand, as
mm-hmm.
a sole proprietor, no matter how we look at it, I'm responsible for any cash or something that comes out. I can run all my personal stuff through my business bank account.
Okay.
No,
you can, yes. Legally, yes, you can.
So to give everybody who's listening a backstory, for 15 years, I dealt with tax returns on a daily basis. As far as when I have to talk about tax returns and bank statements with clients, it was all about, okay, does the business pay for your truck? Even though your truck's in your personal name, does your business pay for it? Absolutely, it does. Run everything through my account, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I think unless I grow more and maybe get a brick and mortar or a commissary or another truck or a partner or something of that nature where I need to change from a sole proprietor to a S corp or a corporation or a partnership, whatever, and actually have business tax returns, then those will change.
For me, it's less about your tax returns and more about organization and knowing exactly and just having it separated, having your personal and business life separated,
It's separated. I mean, it's separated as much as I need it to be.
For you, yes. Other OCD people are a little more OCD.
For sure. I'm not OCD. So, I mean, I'm doing my banking today. I actually have banking I need to do today, so I know it's crazy, right? No, it's just, I know at the end of, so come November, whatever, if I go into November, I know what I need to have saved, ready to go to make sure that I can last through 3 months. Mm-hmm. How I do that is
it's fine. Yeah, I mean,
Like I don't
think anybody was accused you of skirting.
So not telling anybody to fuck off, but just more of I think everybody's different. However they do their banking is different. I just this works for me. I know because I'm the only one that ever counts money. And it just goes to where I need to go.
Yeah. Do you have a good handle on every penny going in and out of your business?
I use the spreadsheet that we did in the beginning.
Yeah.
So every receipt I save. I'm notorious for saving receipts. I save every single one of them. Even if I don't think I'll need it, I still save it. And at the end of every day, I'll go through, okay, here's what I spent. Here's where it got spent. So I know what goes to fuel, what goes to insurance, what goes to, if I have any outside debt, whatever. I know where it goes, and I know what my, cost is at the end of the year or end of the month. And then I have it where I can see it for the whole year. So where I'm at personally.
My guess would be that people would just be more concerned that you're blurring all of it together, which you are kind of, but that you don't have that you're freewheeling expenses and you don't have a good handle on where stuff's going and money coming in and out.
So is that mainly for people thinking that I don't know how much I'm making or I don't know how much I'm spending, like that type of thing?
I think that's primarily the concern.
Okay. I can assure people that definitely know how much is coming in and how much is going out and where it's going out to.
So for me, I have to do it separated because it would be too easy for me to overspend out of an account that had personal money into it too.
I don't use I still have a personal bank account,
right?
But I don't use personal bank account for anything business related.
Okay.
Nothing.
Right.
Because I use Square, just like 80% of the other people out there, and I
use their bank account. You have a Square bank account.
Absolutely. So all my credit card sales go into that bank account.
Right. Which I think you're probably more on the minority side. I bet you very little people use that, but I thought it was easier for me to do it that way because then, okay, I know the only banking I have to do is whatever cash I take in. Right.
Everything else gets on the Square card. I save the cash. And that's
right to the mattress.
Mattress getting kind of thick. Anyway, sorry. No,
after you bought all that equipment,
I saved the cash to use to figure out what's going to happen over the next 3 months.
Right.
If I need to add that to, Square keeps my track of my sales anyway, or what I've made the whole year, what I've sold the whole year. So if I need to, I will. But I can also, at the end of the year, I can, whatever's in the Square account, I could take 100% distribution and, put all that into a different account.
I just wanted to clear that because I know some people reached out to me.
Pam?
She was one of them.
It's not unheard of. It's more of, I can just rest assured, I know how much is going in because I also want to know whether I'm going to be able to survive or not. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing is okay. I have something that I can physically touch. That's how I know everything will be okay.
At some point in time, how far down the road do you think you'll seek out a CPA?
I don't know yet. I've been doing our taxes for the last 8 years, mm-hmm. and going through thousands of other people's tax returns and how intricate they are. And I don't think I'll need it, but if I find myself getting in, trouble's the wrong word. If I find myself getting stuck, with entering certain things and stuff like that, then I'll seek out a CPA. I have a couple people that I know.
I'm close. I had thought about it for this year. I keep putting it up just because I don't want to spend the money.
It's the first thing I looked at when I was looking at other people's tax returns and they send me like 200 pages. First thing I look at is how much do they pay, and they pay a lot of people. There's $400, $500, $600 worth of accounting or tax, tax return fees, preparations, whatever.
But how easily can you do $500 in late fees and interest on something they got missed?
Sure, for sure, yeah.
Or in tax deductions or rebates that you just don't know about, that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
There's a big piece of mind there for me. And as a person that wants to grow this pretty large at some point, you can't do business financing. You can't get business credit of any sort without your tax returns done by a CPA, for the most part, from a reputable bank. I know Square offers loans and stuff, and I know you and I could probably do it through there because I get offers every week. Here's your borrowing power.
Right. There's a lot of
fun. From like, if I wanted to walk into Huntington right now and try to finance a trailer, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have to go through the same route I did now.
Yeah.
And I imagine I could get a better rate structure from them than I could what I did. So that part is appealing to me, and that's why I would want to do it, to have those avenues open so that when the time comes, I don't have to wait another calendar year to do my taxes, to have that tax return ready to go for finances.
So with you having 4 partners?
5 total.
5 total.
I don't know. Rich Parker with the barbecuesuperstore.com offered me 2 plastic wheel levelers for a 1% stake in the company. I told him it had to be at least 4 plastic wheel levelers.
Wow. Let me see if I got his number here.
I think he's overvaluing the business, actually.
Right? Is this the first, are you doing like partnership tax returns, like 1120s, or are you doing?
There won't be any distributions this year anyways. At least nothing that they would have to claim.
I didn't know even if they don't have to claim anything, don't you still have to do it? We can get into my stuff all day long, but I don't have any partners.
So yeah, I mean,
you're supposed to give them something that will show them that they can put on their returns, whether it's a loss or a gain.
Well, yeah, so they'll get a P&L statement at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But with a distribution, whatever the distribution is, it's not going to be.
But are you
$600? So they'll get provided the information still.
Are you a business tax return person yet, or do you just?
No, I'm still doing mine. Mine are still on my personal.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all as one right now.
I thought having partners, you had to change it to doing a business return.
As far as I know, I'm doing everything okay. According to my friend that works at the IRS, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right. We're throwing those 3 bastard letters out there.
Well, he does audits. So he's kind of guided me on what I can probably get away with and what I can't.
Get away with is not a good phrase. What we can use to skate the system.
What auditors look for and what the computer software looks for in audits, like businesses that have a loss for more than 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Often they will try to categorize you as a hobby, not a business.
Yes, they will. Absolutely.
Which then means I owe a whole lot more taxes. Because I can't offset as much stuff.
This isn't working if it's a hobby.
Yeah. So, you're right. So as we get into additional things that are in businesses involved, then I get more nervous every time I do my taxes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because missing one thing is that you don't catch it, because they're not going to send you anything for 7 months.
Yeah.
If you've already accrued $1,000 in interest.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, you didn't send. I made a mistake. You didn't send this to me, but I still owe you interest. Okay, Here you go. But then you just cut a check and you were like, okay, I never want to speak to you again.
I'd rather be able to go back to a CPA and say, hey, you guys should have caught this.
Yeah.
This is your bill, not mine.
Whenever I do my own taxes, I always pay the extra $50-$60 for the audit protection just in case.
Me too. See, I use TurboTax, and it's been so everything is outlined, and they do business side stuff pretty good there. Yep. So
I like it. That's what I use.
Yeah, and my audit risk has always been in the green. So
mine's too. This is the first year that my wife and I will both have our separate businesses. So I think I finally have a I have an AW2 from before I quit, but yeah. All right. What other comments, questions, concerns?
Those were the big ones.
Lead off with the easy one and then get into the let's bash bird.
Well, I wanted to make sure we got to the easy one first, because I figured this would spiral you out of control. So
no, I'm happier than picking shit.
So yeah, I think we are close to having a first guest at some point soon.
Okay.
I have had a couple people respond back with some interest. So, but anyways, let's wrap that up for the day then.
Absolutely, I'm ready to wrap up for the day.
We do love our friends, and I think we will have at least one of them on at some point in time.
Oh, please, Mark. He's.
Well, I know Rich listens every week, so that'll be nice for him.
That's why I said that. Anyway.
All right, find Skippy at all his Skippy places. Shoot at
Skippy _ I need some Instagram followers, people. Skippy _ PBJs _ BBQ on Instagram. I need Instagram followers. I'm at 99. I did break 1,000 Facebook followers though.
Well, good job. Way to break the 1,000 barrier. They made all kinds of changes to the app and stuff, and I am not a fan.
Are you talking about the Meta Suite or the Business Suite app?
Even the regular Facebook app, because it keeps kicking me over and switching my accounts to the business account on the regular app and on the Facebook page. I keep getting off my regular feed when I need to post something else.
Yeah.
I have 2 different business pages that I manage, and
hey, 51% of my likes are women.
On Facebook, yeah. That's about what we see. Well, ours is like 68% or 62% or something like that.
I have 0.2% Ireland.
I have like a 4% following in Nigeria for Instagram.
Waiting for that Nigerian prince money, are you?
I am. Anyways, all right, you got your stuff out there. Everybody can find me Googling Sweet Racks and Smoking Butts Barbecue. Actually, Sweet Racks Barbecue will get you to Facebook easily. Or Monday Morning Food Truck on Facebook. Merch is coming very quickly. We will unveil our new logo sometime in the next couple of days, with all the kinds of merch, hats, shirts, stickers, hopefully coming soon, with links to the merch store. Anything else, Skippy?
I'm happier than a pig and shit right now. Let's roll.
It's awesome. Peace out. Love you, buddy.
See you guys.